Welcome back to Pennsylvania Afterlife. I've moved over to the fish corner of the cabin. We're going to talk fishing. We're going to talk baits. We visited a very nice, well-stocked sporting goods store, JC's Bait and Tackle, over there in Gouldsboro. Sherry Babcock walked us through it.
It's JC's Live Bait and Tackle Shop, and we're on 507 here in Gouldsboro, Pennsylvania.
Now, Sherry, sadly, the last time we were together, weeks after we did a story about getting ready for trout and ice fishing, COVID hit. It's been tough since then, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we had to close for a couple weeks. But thank God we kept pushing the governor because we really needed to be open. I mean, the people couldn't go out, but they could get out and fish.
Right.
6 foot away. You're too close, I hit you with that pole. Hey, that pole's 6 foot. So we really needed to be open for our customers. We were thankful after 2 weeks to get our grievance, and the governor did let us open.
And I felt bad, and that's why we're here, because we put it on the air and sort of everybody's mind went to staying safe and COVID and whatnot. Now your shelves look packed. Are you getting stuff? Because a lot of businesses are having problems.
Well, it's slow. It's slow. We are still getting stuff trickling in from 2 years ago. So it's been really, really slow, but it's coming.
So bass season, what are the popular bass baits right now?
A lot of our bass baits are our top water. Well, right here beside me, our Berkeley. We have Kitech, always a good one. And I mean, we have our live bait, we have our minnows, we have our grubs, we have our worms. But right now we're focusing mostly on the top water baits for the bass.
But then you have the families that say, you know what, I'd rather go catch a couple of bluegills. I know there's crappies in that lake. You sell that kind of stuff. What's popular for those kind of fish?
For our panfish, we call them, we have our redworms, big for the family, night crawlers, of course, and then we have the smaller jigs. A lot of the power bait comes in smaller sizes. And again, the Kitech smaller worms will work. Wax worms, just about everything.
So Sherry, it looks like you're stocked. You're ready to get going here, right? If you're not already selling lures
No,
or
we're
minnows.
ready.
What sizes do you have?
I have medium shiners, I have large shiners, and we have our little fat heads. They're good for everything.
Yeah, so show me some of these, and then this would be a perfect one for either pickerel or bass, right?
Yep, the mediums. They're a nice size.
They really are, and they
Yep.
look really healthy.
They are very healthy.
You keep
They
a
come-
clean fish tank, too.
Oh yes, he better, because I don't want to smell fish.
Now, these are the larger ones.
And now these are the big boys, yep.
So I'm looking at Lake Wallenpaupack, maybe stripers or
Yep,
big walleyes.
that's what the boys want the big bait for,
Yeah.
is mostly is Lake Wallenpaupack.
And now your fatheads.
Yep, the fatheads are just a tiny guys.
Now I use those a lot for crappie, for perch.
Yes, the littler fish. Yep,
yeah.
the panfish, they're great for everything.
Excellent. Now you were talking about grubs and stuff like that. You have a complete lineup of those. Can we see those too?
Oh yes, we can, right up front, and
Let's
we'll
go.
check them out.
So Sherry, we usually do this story right before the trout season, but these are excellent baits for panfish. Anytime people are going out and camping and staying at a lake, what do you have here for us?
Well, and if you don't want to carry the bait bucket and all that, we have our salted minnows.
Right.
We have them in smaller containers, but this is one we do a pound. Because you roll them up and put them in your pocket.
There you go.
No bait bucket and real easy.
So what do you have next here?
Now we have, these are giant mealworms. We get these, and these are also good for any of your panfish or bass. I mean, they're
Yeah. And I know people just use those right at the end of a jig or even a bare hook, right?
absolutely.
Okay.
They're nice on the end of your, like you said, on the end of your jig.
And then what's next?
And then we have wax worms. They're tiny.
Right.
They're a little small, but they work just for anything also. Any of our panfish, an easy bait, put it in your pocket and go.
Sure, sure. And again, anybody that's afraid of hooking live minnows, this is the way to go. This is basic fishing, right?
These are the way to go, yes.
Okay.
But you also get a lot of people that say, ew.
Yeah, they're grubs.
They're
Not
grubs.
touching that.
Yeah.
And what's
these
last?
little guys are mousies.
Okay.
They're just a little grub, but they have a tail on them.
Oh my goodness, I could see that. Yep.
And that tail moves.
Yep. Now those are different than a maggot or a spike or
Correct.
whatever. And that little tail right there, a lot of guys will say that's the difference.
That's the difference. That little tail moving in the water catches them fish's eyes.
Unbelievable.
So
What'd you think, right?
Yeah, some of the stuff I learned since I've been here. Yeah, it's a.
And then you're also then talking probably more about like easy to have night walkers and redworms.
Absolutely,
right? Okay.
absolutely. And we have our regular old night crawlers, Canadian crawlers. These are. And as you see, they are nice sized crawlers
Good and
this
juicy,
year.
and they're moving around good
Very
on your hand.
nice this year.
Yep, yep. I love them. I grew up picking those in my backyard, but when you don't have the time and you don't have the yard, you need to buy them.
Yes.
Those are dandy looking night crawlers.
And we grew up picking them out of the backyard too. Yeah.
I bet you did, right?
To go to Susquehanna River fishing, yes, we pick crawlers.
Absolutely.
And these are baby crawlers. They're just like the night crawlers, they're just a little bit smaller, easier to handle.
Right, yep.
But as you see, they're nice size this year too. They come very nice size.
They really are. And these will keep in your refrigerator, right? I
Yes.
mean, if you buy them now and you're fishing this weekend and next weekend, don't throw them away.
Oh,
Put them
no.
in the fridge,
Put
right?
them in the fridge, mark them so
Right.
mom knows what they are.
Yeah,
or
right.
the wife knows what they are. But yeah, put them in the refrigerator.
And what's the last but not least here?
And these are our red worms. These are what I recommend, like when the families come in and they got a bunch of kids going.
Right. They will.
They are in here, believe me. Let's dump it in here and find it. There they are.
Big lump of them in there someplace.
Yeah, and see, these are much easier for the kids,
Right.
and you get more.
And I'll be honest with you, I've even broken them in half when I'm fishing with kids, so the bluegills have a better chance.
Absolutely.
And that really works well too.
Absolutely.
So you have all of these, whatever you don't have in stock, you're getting new stock and stuff, Sherry.
Absolutely.
So if somebody wants more information on you, do you have a website, Facebook? Tell me that.
Yes, we have a Facebook, JC's Live Bait and Tackle Shop. We do have and from there you can contact us. And usually if you message us, somebody gets back to you rather quickly.
Rather quickly.
Because this is, like you see, in our basement of our home.
Sure.
So somebody's always usually here.
I'm glad to see you rode out the COVID storm. I'm glad to see you guys are still smiling and doing well. We'll be back again.
I hope so. It's been rough, but let's go fishing.
Let's go fishing. And of course, reach out to them or stop by if you want any information on what's biting in that area or to pick up your baits. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.